Skip to main content. Newsletter. Search. Search. Style. Politics. Culture. Identity. Video. Summit. Shopping. Newsletter. Identity. The How to Kiss Guide. Your step-by-step manual for swapping spit, and having fun doing it. By Liv McConnell. December 16, 2021. Getty Images. All products are independently selected by our editors. If you buy something, we may earn an affiliate commission. So, you're looking to switch up how you smooch. Cool. One of the many fun things about kissing is that, like most acts related to intimacy, how to kiss always holds room for more exploration. Maybe you feel you've already got your moves down pat. Or maybe you're a little newer to the art of how to kiss someone. Either way, there are going to be tactics you probably haven't tried yet. And, as far as trial and error goes, we're pretty sure there are worse things to spend your time experimenting on. Add choices. Also, on the error front, if you're wondering how to be a good kisser, let's get one thing clear: there are no bad kissers. There are some bad kisses, and we've all had or will have a few of those. Cut to a scene of me during my last one, when I, after an unexpected, extra wet kiss I didn't see coming, let out a flustered laugh in the person's face. Which is something I am, despite my current choice to digitally immortalize this moment, not exactly proud of. Basically, what I'm saying is, we all have our semi-sloppy moments. Don't sweat them. Kissing is, and should be, fun, and if you really want to get a degree in how to kiss well, you could always take a master class. Seriously, there's a master class on how to kiss. For the rest of us, we've rounded up pucker-worthy pieces of advice for how to kiss better. Hint, it involves more than your lips, as well as the tragically common advice you should steer clear of, which definitely involves your tongue. 1. Build up to the kiss. Before, boom, cutting straight to laying a wet one on the other party, which you'll be avoiding anyway, thanks to step number 2, let the tension build. Maintaining direct eye contact and, if you're standing or sitting near each other, leaning in closer can go a long way here. Pay attention to their, and your, body language. Have your voices dropped? Have their eyes flickered down to your lips? And, speaking of lips, have you noticed them biting theirs? Ensure there's some time to enjoy the tension before you act on it. 2. Make sure the kiss has your, and the other party's, consent. The chatting has faded, and there's been a, though it feels weird to say in this context, pregnant pause. Worried about breaking the mood by speaking? A well-timed "can I kiss you," or "I'd really love to kiss you right now" does the exact opposite of that. While getting your partner's consent and signaling respect, it also signals take control of the situation confidence that, honestly, makes this a move in and of itself. 3. Start things slow. While a makeout session that becomes fast and aggressive is plenty fun, rarely does it work to immediately start out on that note. It can be something you work up to quickly, slowly, or never, but let the first kiss, before you've found your rhythm, be a slower and gentler one, using lighter pressure. 4. Keep your mouth soft and relaxed. We mean this literally. Are your lips adequately bombed up? And also, well, again literally. Both a cranked open jaw and a closed mouth, hard pucker, aren't the most pleasant to smooch. Keep your lips just apart enough, allowing the kisses to be soft and deep, and keep your mouth relaxed. You want to see where the kiss takes you. 5. Switch your area of focus and / or your speed. Ready to extend the kiss into a longer makeout session? Try gradually picking up speed, using varying degrees of pressure, or shifting your focus between lips, from top to bottom. While you're focused on the bottom, try giving it a little emphasis on little, unless you and your partner have already had pain as pleasure conversations indicating otherwise. Nibble, bite, or tug. 6. Speaking of area of focus, move things away from their lips. Lips are great and all, but letting your mouth travel away from them for a while is fun, too. Other spots that make for good kissing destinations include their jawbone, their ears, including the spot just behind the lobes, their collarbone, and their neck, including the back of the neck. Trending now. GQ Men of the Year 2024, Red Carpet Live Stream. All of these are easy to reach, with a light trail of kisses to get you there, from your partner's mouth, and odds are they'll find it just as, or even more, enjoyable as a lip-to-lip smooch. While there are some standard feel-good zones on the body, including the above ones, everyone has their own preferences. Ask your partner if they have any erogenous zones they'd like special attention paid to, and see if you can notice areas where they're more sensitive in a good way while kissing. 7. Go easy on the tongue. This doesn't necessarily mean hold off on using tongue altogether. But, in general, tongues tend to take up more than their fair share of space in how to kiss conversations. Too often, internet kissing advice will make you think tongue and lots of it is synonymous with making out. But unless learning how to French kiss is specifically what you're after, you can have a plenty steamy make-out session with only a light amount of tongue involved, or none at all. If you do want to incorporate a little tongue, don't be forceful. Less is more here, and your goal shouldn't be to lick the inside of your partner's throat. Keep it playful and light, and don't try to force a rhythm. Pay attention to your partner's cues, too. 8. Don't overthink it. This is easier said than done at times. But for a kiss that lets you truly be in your body as the best kisses should, try to stay out of your head. Being in the present, rather than internally rattling off to yourself how to kiss steps, is the best way to kiss better. It'll let you pay closer attention to how your partner is responding, and it'll keep you loose and responsive, too. 9. Talk about it afterward. After a kiss, don't be afraid to talk about what you liked and, within that, what you'd love to do a little differently next time. By emphasizing what you liked the most, i.e., I loved it when you kissed down my neck, your partner can be guided to prioritize the right, and right for you, things. Kissing chemistry differs from person to person, and it can take a little time to establish your rhythm with someone new. Giving, and receiving, kissing feedback will make sure the rhythm you're developing is a week in the knees recipe for you both. And remember, we're all just doing our best here. Related, The Science of Kissing, What's Going On When You Swap Spit. Liv McConnell writes about entertainment, relationships, and sexual wellness for Teen Vogue. While attending the University of Tennessee in Knoxville, her reporting on the story Sound of Silence, which chronicled the aftermath of a student's sexual assault in her dorm room and examined why victims hesitate to report these types. Read more. Keywords: kissing. Read more. Entertainment. How Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo became Glinda and Elphaba in Wicked Sparkling Heart Green Heart. It's our job to disappear into these people. Ariana Grande, Cynthia Erivo, Jonathan Bailey, Ethan Slater, Jeff Goldblum, and Marissa Bode have truly cast a spell on us with their performances in Wicked. From the audition process to singing live on set, here the stars break down their entire process for the Wicked movie. Wicked is in theaters November 22nd, https://www.wickedmovie.com. Style. So, Jacob Elordi has a beard now. By Ashley Carter. Style. Jenny Kim's latest OOTD is a masterclass in spicing up a tonal look. It's monochrome-ish. By Kara Nesvig. Identity. What to do before Trump takes office in January. By Brittany McNamara. Style. Hailey Bieber's concert fit features both lace and faux fur. Perfect for the short and sweet tour. By Kara Nesvig. Style. Demi Lovato's corset look takes the no pants trend to the next level. Corset. Check. Lace. Check. Pants. Uh-oh. By Kara Nesvig. Style. Pete Davidson just showed off his tattoo removal progress. Previously the star said all his ink would be gone by the time he turned 30, and he's pretty close. By Kara Nesvig. Entertainment. Kit Connor and Rachel Ziegler expose each other with personal questions. How well do you Kit Connor and Rachel Ziegler? The Romeo plus Juliet stars answer a slew of questions about each other's daily lives, personalities, work styles, and more. What do they think about to cry on stage? What's a funny story that no one else knows? Who is more likely to take photos with fans? Find out things about Kit and Rachel that you probably didn't know before. Celebrity Style. GQ Men of the Year 2024, Red Carpet Live Stream. Relive the biggest night in menswear, as we revisit the GQ Men of the Year 2024 Red Carpet Live Stream. From in-depth interviews to the Wild West of the American rodeo red carpet, we look back at an unforgettable night in men's fashion. Culture. Percy Jackson and the Olympian Season 2 has found its new Zeus. High Voltage, High Voltage, High Voltage. By Caitlin McNabb. Politics. What would happen if the education department were shut down? The Trump administration has promised big changes, but the president can't make them alone. By Jill Brashai. Culture. Text leader Subin announces temporary hiatus, citing health reasons. In order to be with all of you for a long time, I needed time to reorganize myself. By Sarah Delgado. The Young Person's Guide to Conquering, and Saving, the World. Teen Vogue covers the latest in celebrity news, politics, fashion, beauty, wellness, lifestyle, and entertainment. Facebook. X. Pinterest. Instagram. TikTok. More from Teen Vogue. About Teen Vogue. Newsletter sign up. Video. Contact. Contact us. Careers. User agreement. Privacy policy. Your California privacy rights. Accessibility help. Condé Nast Store. Visual stories. Manage preferences. Copyright 2024 Condé Nast. All rights reserved. Teen Vogue may earn a portion of sales from products that are purchased through our site as part of our affiliate partnerships with retailers. The material on this site may not be reproduced, distributed, transmitted, cached, or otherwise used, except with the prior written permission of Condé Nast. Add choices. Changes not saved. Would you like to save your changes? Don't ask again. Discard. Save. We care about your privacy. We and our 177 partners store and/or access information on a device, such as unique IDs in cookies to process personal data. You may accept or manage your choices by clicking below, including your right to object where legitimate interest is used, or at any time in the privacy policy page. These choices will be signaled to our partners and will not affect browsing data. More information about your privacy. We and our partners process data to provide. Use precise geolocation data. Actively scan device characteristics for identification. Store and/or access information on a device. Personalized advertising and content measurement, audience research and services development. List of partners, vendors. I accept. Your privacy choices. About your privacy. We process your data to deliver content or advertisements and measure the delivery of such content or advertisements to extract insights about our website. We share this information with our partners on the basis of consent and legitimate interest. You may exercise your right to consent or object to a legitimate interest, based on a specific purpose below or at a partner level in the link under each purpose. These choices will be signaled to our vendors participating in the transparency and consent framework. More information. Allow all. Manage consent preferences. Functional cookies. Functional cookies. These cookies enable the website to provide enhanced functionality and personalization. They may be set by us or by third-party providers whose services we have added to our pages. If you do not allow these cookies, then some or all of these services may not function properly. Cookies details. Performance cookies. Performance cookies. These cookies allow us to count visits and traffic sources so we can measure and improve the performance of our site. They help us to know which pages are the most and least popular and see how visitors move around the site. All information these cookies collect is aggregated and therefore anonymous. If you do not allow these cookies, we will not know when you have visited our site, and will not be able to monitor its performance. Cookies details. Targeting cookies. Targeting cookies. These cookies may be set through our site by our advertising partners. They may be used by those companies to build a profile of your interests and show you relevant adverts on other sites. They do not store directly personal information, but are based on uniquely identifying your browser and internet device. If you do not allow these cookies, you will experience less targeted advertising. Cookies details. Social media cookies. Social media cookies. These cookies are set by a range of social media services that we have added to the site to enable you to share our content with your friends and networks. They are capable of tracking your browser across other sites and building up a profile of your interests. This may impact the content and messages you see on other websites you visit. If you do not allow these cookies, you may not be able to use or see these sharing tools. Cookies details. Strictly necessary cookies. Always active. These cookies are necessary for the website to function and cannot be switched off in our systems. They are usually only set in response to actions made by you which amount to a request for services, such as setting your privacy preferences, logging in or filling in forms. You can set your browser to block or alert you about these cookies, but some parts of the site will not then work. These cookies do not store any personally identifiable information. Cookies details. Audience measurement. Audience measurement. We use audience measurement cookies in order to carry out aggregated traffic measurement and generate performance statistics essential for the proper functioning of the site and the provision of its content, for example to measure performance, to detect navigation problems, to optimization technical performance or ergonomics, to estimate server power needed and to analyze content performance. The use of these cookies is strictly limited to measuring the site's audience. These cookies do not allow the tracking of navigation on other websites and the data collected is not combined or shared with third parties. You can refuse the use of this cookie by switching off the slider to the right. Cookies details. Store and / or access information on a device. 157 partners can use this purpose. Store and / or access information on a device. Cookies, device, or similar online identifiers, e.g. login-based identifiers, randomly assigned identifiers, network-based identifiers, together with other information, e.g. browser type and information, language, screen size, supported technologies etc., can be stored or read on your device to recognize it each time it connects to an app or to a website, for one or several of the purposes presented here. List of IAB vendors. View illustrations. Personalized advertising and content measurement, audience research and services development. 172 partners can use this purpose. Personalized advertising and content measurement, audience research and services development. Use limited data to select advertising. 135 partners can use this purpose. Switch label. Advertising presented to you on this service can be based on limited data, such as the website or app you are using, your non-precise location, your device type or which content you are, or have been, interacting with, for example, to limit the number of times an ad is presented to you. View illustrations. Object to legitimate interests. Remove objection. Create profiles for personalized advertising. 123 partners can use this purpose. Switch label. Information about your activity on this service, such as forms you submit, content you look at, can be stored and combined with other information about you, for example, information from your previous activity on this service and other websites or apps, or similar users. This is then used to build or improve a profile about you, that might include possible interests and personal aspects. Your profile can be used, also later, to present advertising that appears more relevant based on your possible interests by this and other entities. View illustrations. Use profiles to select personalized advertising. 119 partners can use this purpose. Switch label. Advertising presented to you on this service can be based on your advertising profiles, which can reflect your activity on this service or other websites or apps, like the forms you submit, content you look at, possible interests and personal aspects. View illustrations. Create profiles to personalize content. 37 partners can use this purpose. Switch label. Information about your activity on this service, for instance, forms you submit, non-advertising content you look at, can be stored and combined with other information about you, such as your previous activity on this service or other websites or apps, or similar users. This is then used to build or improve a profile about you, which might for example include possible interests and personal aspects. Your profile can be used, also later, to present content that appears more relevant based on your possible interests, such as by adapting the order in which content is shown to you, so that it is even easier for you to find content that matches your interests. View illustrations. Use profiles to select personalized content. 31 partners can use this purpose. Switch label. Content presented to you on this service can be based on your content personalization profiles, which can reflect your activity on this or other services, for instance, the forms you submit, content you look at, possible interests and personal aspects. This can for example be used to adapt the order in which content is shown to you, so that it is even easier for you to find, non-advertising, content that matches your interests. View illustrations. Measure advertising performance. 149 partners can use this purpose. Switch label. Information regarding which advertising is presented to you and how you interact with it can be used to determine how well an advert has worked for you or other users and whether the goals of the advertising were reached. For instance, whether you saw an ad, whether you clicked on it, whether it led you to buy a product or visit a website, etc. This is very helpful to understand the relevance of advertising campaigns. View illustrations. Object to legitimate interests. Remove objection. Measure content performance. 63 partners can use this purpose. Switch label. Information regarding which content is presented to you and how you interact with it can be used to determine whether the non-advertising content, e.g., reached its intended audience and matched your interests. For instance, whether you read an article, watch a video, listen to a podcast or look at a product description, how long you spent on this service and the web pages you visit, etc. This is very helpful to understand the relevance of non-advertising content that is shown to you. View illustrations. Understand audiences through statistics or combinations of data from different sources. 100 partners can use this purpose. Switch label. Reports can be generated based on the combination of data sets, like user profiles, statistics, market research, analytics data, regarding your interactions and those of other users with advertising or non-advertising content to identify common characteristics, for instance, to determine which target audiences are more receptive to an ad campaign or to certain contents. View illustrations. Object to legitimate interests. Remove objection. Develop and improve services. 123 partners can use this purpose. Switch label. Information about your activity on this service, such as your interaction with ads or content, can be very helpful to improve products and services and to build new products and services based on user interactions, the type of audience, etc. This specific purpose does not include the development or improvement of user profiles and identifiers. View illustrations. Object to legitimate interests. Remove objection. Use limited data to select content. 16 partners can use this purpose. Switch label. Content presented to you on this service can be based on limited data, such as the website or app you are using, your non-precise location, your device type, or which content you are, or have been, interacting with, for example, to limit the number of times a video or an article is presented to you. View illustrations. List of IAB vendors. Use precise geolocation data. 58 partners can use this special feature. Use precise geolocation data. With your acceptance, your precise location, within a radius of less than 500 meters, may be used in support of the purposes explained in this notice. List of IAB vendors. Actively scan device characteristics for identification. 17 partners can use this special feature. Actively scan device characteristics for identification. With your acceptance, certain characteristics specific to your device might be requested and used to distinguish it from other devices, such as the installed fonts or plugins, the resolution of your screen, in support of the purposes explained in this notice. List of IAB vendors. Ensure security, prevent and detect fraud, and fix errors. 120 partners can use this special purpose. Always active. Your data can be used to monitor for and prevent unusual and possibly fraudulent activity, for example, regarding advertising, ad clicks by bots, and ensure systems and processes work properly and securely. It can also be used to correct any problems you, the publisher or the advertiser may encounter in the delivery of content and ads and in your interaction with them. List of IAB vendors. View illustrations. Deliver and present advertising and content. 112 partners can use this special purpose. Always active. Certain information, like an IP address or device capabilities, is used to ensure the technical compatibility of the content or advertising, and to facilitate the transmission of the content or ad to your device. List of IAB vendors. View illustrations. Match and combine data from other data sources. 108 partners can use this feature. Always active. Information about your activity on this service may be matched and combined with other information relating to you and originating from various sources, for instance your activity on a separate online service, your use of a loyalty card in-store, or your answers to a survey, in support of the purposes explained in this notice. List of IAB vendors. Link different devices. 104 partners can use this feature. Always active. In support of the purposes explained in this notice, your device might be considered as likely linked to other devices that belong to you or your household, for instance because you are logged into the same service on both your phone and your computer, or because you may use the same internet connection on both devices. List of IAB vendors. Identify devices based on information transmitted automatically. 109 partners can use this feature. Always active. Your device might be distinguished from other devices based on information it automatically sends when accessing the internet, for instance, the IP address of your internet connection or the type of browser you are using, in support of the purposes exposed in this notice. List of IAB vendors. Save and communicate privacy choices. 91 partners can use this special purpose. Always active. The choices you make regarding the purposes and entities listed in this notice are saved and made available to those entities in the form of digital signals, such as a string of characters. This is necessary in order to enable both the service and those entities to respect such choices. List of IAB vendors. View illustrations. Back button. Performance cookies. Search icon. Filter icon. Clear. Checkbox label. Apply cancel. Consent leg. Interest. Checkbox label. Checkbox label. Checkbox label. Reject all. Confirm my choices. Your privacy dialog closed.